What's up? Is it live? I think so. I can't read without my glasses, but also you'd see the stupid, annoying lights, so. Yep. Chat, live chat. Somebody write something in chat if you're there. It's a few people. Nice, nice. Can you hear my audio? Is it working? Is it working? Maybe my internet's shit. Ah, hello Mr. Nobody. And to Urban Verbal and We Ride at Dawn. And Gigi, what's up? What's up to you? I just straightened my hair just then, so it's a little burnt and crispy, but it's all good. How's everyone's weekend going? Hello from Canada. Hello from New Zealand. Just waiting for some more people to pop on. Probably not too many because the time zone's not great. What did everyone have for breakfast today? Hey Thomas! I hope you don't mind if I'm eating some lunch. Because you had black coffee for breakfast, nice. I only just got back from a 21st birthday. Wheat Bix, yes! Quintessential Australian and New Zealand breakfast. What's up? You like my most recent video? Thank you! Oh, I'd love to visit Perth someday. Weed. Oh no, we don't do that around here. It's too scary. Drinking a Starbucks. We don't have Starbucks in my city. Starbucks came to New Zealand and it kind of got rejected because we are all about that independent coffee. Hello. Oh, Bolivia. Wow, we're getting international now. Woo. Now this is a mug. It's not, not Starbucks. I think they have Starbucks in Wellington and in Auckland. Because that's where the tourists are. Do you like Taika Waititi movies? Absolutely. He's a legend. Absolute legend. What about the Netherlands? Are you from there? It's 7:48 p.m. for me and I'm so tired that I've already had a nap since I got home from work. Feel that. I mean, I quit my job, but I feel that. You just get home and you're just pooped. Today is bread baking day. Wow, awesome. What kind of bread do you make? I haven't made bread in ages. I think last time I made bread was when I was in primary school, and now I'm not even in any school. Dropkick gang. I am going to school next year though, so yeah. Free State of New Hampshire, USA here. It's almost 10 p.m. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, everyone's probably out partying. Did she get rid of her cat? No, I've got 2 cats. What town in New Zealand do you live? I don't think I should really say. I mean, if you really wanted to find out, you could probably find out, but it's a bit boring. What do you plan to study in university? Well, I'm not going to university. I think it's technically a polytechnic, but it's South Seas Film School that I'm studying through. So yeah, I'm gonna do film stuff, which I'm very excited about because, I mean, I should have done it from the start. It fits, yeah, because it's only a year diploma, but the thing is, it's advertised as being very intensive, very practical, so yeah, I don't really like the theory stuff. Oh cool. Oh, you should come visit New Zealand again. Yeah, sorry I won't declare where I'm from, it's just a bit, there's some weird people out there. Have I ever been to the US? No. Yeah, film stuff, we are so surprised. Thank you, Joe. Film is the best, yeah. I'm actually not a film buff though. I haven't seen a lot of iconic movies, but I have seen a lot of alternative or indie movies, I guess, which I don't remember, so they might not have been good. But yeah, that's why I avoid the topics of film, even though it's what I'm going to study. Just because people are like, oh, you haven't seen this Nolan film? Oh my goodness, what a poser. What did you say? New director for the eventual future Lord of the Rings remake? Nah, I don't think so. I'll do something different or from a book. Have you seen Dune? No, I haven't, because I want to read the book first. And I remember the movie came out 2 days after my birthday, and I thought, okay, I'm going to read this book before then, but there's no way. I'm just too slow at reading. Everybody knows that the best film ever is Cars. Hell yeah. Ka-chow. Wow. The book is so good. Okay, I should read it and then maybe watch the film later. But I heard it had a pretty lackluster ending, but I guess that's to lure people into the next film, which will be 3 years away or something, so. Do you know the Critical Drinker? Somebody told me about him. Is he a guy that drinks, is he a Scottish guy that drinks whiskey and talks about movies? Is it morning already in New Zealand? No, it's nearly 3 o'clock. I went to sleep at 5 a.m. because I was having a good yarn with my good friend and my birthday twin, older than me. This was at her 21st birthday, which was very fun. And then I woke up 2 hours later because I left my phone in one of the parents' bedrooms and I didn't want to wake anyone up, so I just sprinted. But yeah, 3 hours sleep. A friend finished the book in 3 days and recommended it. We should all read it. Okay, we should all read Dune. I'm reading 3 books at once. Can't focus. Are you guys getting some lag? I just move really slowly. Would you rather be able to go the rest of your life without ever experiencing hunger or never needing to sleep? Never experience... Oh, fuck. I shouldn't swear on here. Oops. Yeah. Shit, I don't know. I don't know. I like eating food, but I don't like being hungry because it feels like a weakness. But also sleep can be nice, especially if you're bored. But yeah. What hobbies do you have outside of YouTube? I like being outside. I like drawing, painting, singing, dancing. I'm trying to read again and write. And I really want to start going to the gym, so I might go tomorrow. I've been a few times, but I never actually used the equipment because it looks scary. Yeah, I'd rather not sleep. Yeah, because you can maximize all the hours of the day and you'd have a very long life. What's Mother Huckers? Oh, well, it's just a pun with my last name's Hucker, so it sounds sort of like an expletive. Mother Hucker, so yeah. Can't wait for the movie Rust to be released. I hear Alec Baldwin really shot his best movie yet. Too soon. Oh, that. Rest in peace to, I forgot what her name is, but yeah, horrible, horrible event. Can you still starve to death? Oh, this is in terms of the question before. That's a good question. Yeah. Yeah, but I think of sleep as charging your battery. That's true. Sometimes you just need a reset. And also sleep is not just for recharging. It actually helps consolidate memories and stuff like that. So it's very, very important. I used to not sleep much, by the way. I was terrible, but now I get at least 8 hours aside from today. Yeah, you notice a huge difference. And I used to think that I was a heavyweight, or I didn't get very drunk if I drank a lot of alcohol, but that's because I was already technically drunk from being sleep deprived. So yeah. Do you think how social media enables parasocial relationships, you mean, I think, is a serious issue, and how do you as a creator try to prevent the issue? That's a good question. So I try to be I'm friendly to people that watch, but sometimes people say things like, oh, I love you so much, and I always just firmly say, you don't actually know me, and I'm sure I would love you if I knew you in person, but yeah, what we see, you're just seeing an image that I've curated and put out for you guys. Although I try to be authentic, it's just not the same as in-person stuff, and it's kind of bad for my reputation to admit that, but it's good to be honest about it, you know? People behind the screen, they are real people, but you don't know everything that's going on in their lives, and yeah, it's just good to remember that. And saying that, let's be friends and have a chat. What do you make of Jordan Peterson's new prayer videos? I'm not actually subscribed, or I don't watch anything from him at the moment, because I'm not in that stage of life where I feel like I need it. But when I need some stability, I'll probably go back and watch some lectures, but I just find that it's just too serious for me, you know. When you sleep, how do you know you'll ever wake up again? Terrifying. Well, that's just if you die, you die. It's just how it is. I don't worry about it anymore. How excited are you for Elden Ring, and when's the next gaming vid? I think you're in the wrong chat, mate. Yeah, in terms of, so you said that you see parasocial relationships as being a large problem with your younger friends, and it seems like a larger social issue. Yeah, I just think people need to recognize that the people you see on the screen, although they are real, they're not really there, if that makes sense. Because you might know a lot about a person by watching their videos or reading their blog or something, but then when you meet them in person, you've already got so much information on them and they don't know anything about you, so there's this imbalance. So it can be a bit weird, but I don't experience that because I just kind of make videos. I'm not in that realm yet. I can't even call myself a YouTuber. I just make stuff and put it on YouTube. Oh, Frank, your picture's so cute. Cute little dog who is an American bulldog. Oh, Frank! Oh my god, Frank just supported me on Ko-fi. I saw that. Thank you so much. I was meant to respond, but I was freaking out about preparing this. You are an absolute legend. And also Tom and Thomas and Taylor and there's so many. And George. I'll give proper shout outs to all my producers soon, but I want to arrange proper posts. But I want to thank everybody that supports me on Ko-fi. It's seriously crazy that people want to support me, and I mean, at the moment I'm not providing much value except for jabbering, but it's good background noise, so yeah. I want to get a pet cat, but I heard they eat all of your plants and need your face at night. That is unfortunately true. I posted on my story a few days ago, my cat's absolutely demolishing one of my mum's plants. And she moved it outside, and they just found it again and keep munching on it. And the plant used to be that big, and it just keeps receding. So, yeah, poor thing. I like your sense of humour. Thank you, Chris. Cowabunga. Is that an American term? Do you think the pendulum will eventually swing away from performative wokeness as people start growing tired of the hypocrisy and closed-mindedness? Yeah. I really hope it does, because I think people, they enjoy wokeness because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel righteous, and also a lot of what they talk about is right, I suppose, but you don't have to be so pretentious about it. And they like to call other people out on their bullshit, but the problem is, once they get called out, then they suddenly don't like wokeness. It's so mean and it needs to change. So I think eventually it will shift. What made you decide to quit your job? Oh, it was just a retail job that I picked up randomly. That you didn't get any commission or anything. I didn't know that going into it, but I just thought it would be sort of fun, and I like customer service. I like talking to people. But the thing is, they wanted someone that was really a salesperson, and so we had to keep pushing for people to buy stuff. And I just was not good at it because I felt very uncomfortable approaching customers, because if I'm in a shop, I like it when they talk to you, but I don't like it when you can tell that they're trying to sell you stuff. And I know that the boss was just doing her job and training me, and she did a good job, but I just didn't take it on board. Because, I mean, some might call me spoiled. You know, I'm lucky I don't have to work for a living at the moment. I'm moving out next year, so then I will. But yeah, I just didn't feel comfortable busting my ass just to get nothing back and to annoy customers. Have you ever watched Steven Crowder's channel? Yeah, he's a man-child. He used to be interesting, but he's such a whingy baby, so no. I'm sure he's normal off camera, and he probably just plays it up on camera, which is smart, but what's a YouTube channel you love to watch that may be a bit embarrassing or a guilty pleasure? I don't really watch YouTube much anymore, just because I end up feeling guilty and watching other people's stuff and going, oh, I'm not making anything myself. So I'm not sure. Oh, there's a fly. There's this sort of makeup guru girl, I don't know, her name's Ancy Twinkle. She's really funny. She doesn't really do makeup stuff anymore, but she just talks about life in Dubai and all that kind of stuff, and she's hilarious. What are some of the topics you plan to pursue in the future? Okay, so recently I've decided I'm going to focus on more New Zealand based stuff, which I'm not sure if you guys will be interested, because if you've tuned into my channel, I appreciate all the people here, by the way. Thank you so much for watching. I really like having a small audience because, again, I don't want to play into parasocial stuff, but everyone is always so supportive and kind, and once you get a bigger audience, people start to be a bit mean. So you guys are very lovely. But where's my train of thought going? It's just gone. Oh yeah, I've tried a lot of stuff and nothing has really inspired me, or it's not really sticking. But I've came up with a bunch of ideas about New Zealand, and I think New Zealand history, New Zealand life, because a lot of it is done by tourists or people that are from overseas coming to New Zealand, which is great because they'll have insights into New Zealand that I would have never had, because there are lots of things like our language and stuff, like even our power outlets have switches on them because we've got very high voltage here, and apparently in the US you don't have switches on them. So yeah, it's things like that. I find them really interesting. So, and stuff like the Rainbow Warrior video, I was very proud of that because it's my favourite topic. So I'd love to do more things on New Zealand history and life and just crazy stuff, and I'm going to do some travelling around Taranaki next week, I think. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. You can learn more from crazy Kiwi life. How bad are the COVID restrictions in New Zealand? Sorry, there's some really dumb racer guys that live around here. They just like to go do burnouts all the time, or they'll sit in their cars and just rev it. Just keep revving it, and then they'll go and... I don't know if you can hear them, but they're very annoying. I don't want them to figure out where I live, because one time I was just walking down the street and they just glared at me like they're gonna attack me. Yeah, there's a lot of boy races in my city and meth. But it's also a student city and a family-oriented place, so if you're from New Zealand you might know. It's also one of the most boring places in the North Island. So yeah, you can figure out where I'm from. Also, if you Google me, you'll find it, but don't do that. But yeah, anyway, sorry, the restrictions, I want to avoid controversy, but I don't think they're that bad. In Auckland, I'm sure people are very frustrated, and I feel really bad for them that they've been cooped up for that long, but I don't know, it's keeping the rest of the country safe and keeping them safe as well, and hopefully it won't have to go on for too long. And they're implementing a new sort of system with traffic lights. I don't know, it's interesting. Yeah, I might talk about it later, but I don't want to be political because I find it's too reductionist and it cuts people out. Dubai's overrated. I always wanted to go to Dubai. It looks interesting, but then I watched a video about how it's pretty messed up. They use really cheap labor from people overseas, and it's just, yeah, and in some of the tallest buildings, they don't even have plumbing. They have these big trucks that have to take the piss and shit from people all the way up those 50 stories. So it doesn't seem very technologically advanced. Oh, Jesus Fried Christ said, speaking of makeup, your eyeliner is on point. Thank you, my darling. You're lovely. Okay, I'm not going to talk about anything political because that's not my vibe, but you're free to talk about it if you want. You don't have outlet switches in Canada either? Scary. Rainbow Warrior videos, so good. Thank you, Joe. Love you, Joe. I could watch heaps of content like that. Okay. I wanted to do a video about Party Hucker, which was an event that happened 136 years ago or something like that in New Zealand. It happened in the Taranaki region, and it's where a lot of Māori people went, and they had a peaceful settlement called Party Hucker, and it was there to protest the colonial powers that had confiscated their land for no reason. So they just peacefully set up camp there, and they ploughed the fields, and they grew stuff like kumara. Kumara is sweet potato in New Zealand. It's a Maori word for it, but everyone calls it that. Yeah. So, and then, long story short, the government came in and they're like, yeah, well, these people are annoying. Let's just go burn their settlement down, and they assaulted women and children and stuff. And yeah, it was just not good. So that happened on November the 5th. But we also celebrate Guy Fawkes here, which was, we're basically just laughing at this guy who tried to blow up Westminster in 1600 or something. Not even in New Zealand, years ago, and we just blow up fireworks, and it causes bushfires and blows up hedgehogs and scares cats and dogs, and yeah, I don't get why we celebrate that. I mean, if professional pyrotechnics do it, it's awesome. But there's just some idiots that blow up fireworks at 5 p.m. when it's not even dark, and then some people's houses get set on fire. I know my friend's house, her window exploded because somebody didn't know how to set off fireworks. So it's dumb. They should do it during New Year's, not when some random guy from England is like, I'm going to blow up Parliament right now. It's nice to know more about New Zealand. It seems to me that it's becoming a more and more popular country worldwide. New Zealand isn't real, guys. Nah, I would love to talk more about it. I mean, I've got it on my wall here. I used to be quite, I wasn't very patriotic, or I didn't like New Zealand much, and then I left and I came back, and it just rekindled my appreciation for it. It's a really great place, sometimes. I know a guy who purposefully, I just spat everywhere, purposefully stuck a metal fork in an outlet just for the meme. Frank, is he dead? It's a fantastic video, that one, and the quality is really exceptional. Is that the Rainbow Warrior one? I'm just going to assume it is, but thank you. It took me a few weeks to edit that one, so it's more about dedication, not... I don't know. I just love that video so much. I once stuck a metal fork in an outlet and got superpowers. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a knife in the toaster. I almost did that when I was 7, because I I was dumb and I didn't know, and my dad saw me just at that moment, and yeah, I could have been dead. And also on the topic of that video, I had no idea France was doing things like that. Me neither. And the shocking thing is that they haven't properly apologized. I do feel weird about government apologies because I do think it's odd to apologize on the behalf of people that you had nothing to do with, but at the same time you're representing a whole nation, and yeah, you don't want to prop yourself up on bad things that your predecessors did. So I do think New Zealand and Greenpeace and a lot of Pacific Islands are owed an apology, because what they did was devastating, and most of the French public hated it too. So they need to apologize to their own people as well, I think. We should just be peaceful, stop bombing everyone. The Dubai poop trucks, yeah. Oh, one thing I don't like about American English is you guys say poop, and it doesn't sound, it has no grandeur to it, you know? In English, we say poo, because it's like very disgusting, but poop is just too delicate. It's like rabbit droppings, you know? That's just my take on it. If you're gonna be vulgar, you're gonna be vulgar. How's the future videos coming along? Oh, well, I've got a few plans for them. I think in the future they might have to be a bit simpler, I guess, because I'll be doing a full-time study next year, and for studying that's also creating videos, so it might be a bit too much. So I'm just going to focus on stuff that I know, just life in New Zealand history, and I hope people like. Who is the best director, and why is it Quentin Tarantino? because he knows that the body is 90% blood. That's why. Kumara chips are awesome. Yeah. Funny thing, kumara is cucumber in Slovene. Really? Oh my goodness. I also happen to love cucumbers. New Zealand is wild. Laughing my effing ass off. That's true. It is a wild place. But it's also I would say we're very docile compared to Australians. I would say that Australia is like the crazy older sibling, and New Zealand's kind of like the little brother tagging along on the adventures. But we're just, yeah, a bit tame compared to Australia. So if you've had enough of Australian people being a bit woo, you might want to come to New Zealand. But yeah. Hashtag save the Kiwis. Yes! I want to do a video about Kiwi birds, because some people are confused about what a kiwi is. So I know Americans, when they're referring to kiwi fruit, they call it kiwi, which automatically indicates you're not from New Zealand, because we call kiwi fruit. Then a kiwi is a bird, and a kiwi is also a person, because we call ourselves Kiwis because they are our national treasure, almost our flightless bird. Yeah, and it's too long to say I'm a New Zealander, you know? New Zealand. Some people, they have a very strong New Zealand accent, so they say New Zealand instead of New Zealand. Today I was at work talking with one of my co-workers, and he brought up a journalist for Rolling Stone that did a lot of drugs that the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas was based on. Wow! I haven't seen the movie, actually, but I read the book twice, I think, just because it was quite a ride. And I don't know if I have the mental stamina to watch the movie, because I get visually quite stimulated by stuff like that. So, but I'd love to give it a watch. I'd love to make something like that as well. Oh, there is a really interesting story about a New Zealand undercover cop who became our country's best international fraud investigator, and he started off just infiltrating gangs and stuff, and he has lots of stories about drugs and hookers and all that. So that's kind of like the New Zealand version of Hunter S. Thompson, but kind of law-based. So I might read the book, and if anyone is interested in that story, I'd love to make a video. And I think the guy's name is Mark Van Leeuwarden, but his code name is Emu. So I'm giving free promo to this guy who I've never met, and I've never read his book, but I might, because I just find that kind of gritty stuff very interesting. New Zealand is home to one of my favourite metal bands. Some solid music down there. Is that Alien Weaponry? Because they do music, they do metal. They're a bunch of young guys, they're a bit older than me, but they're crushing it, absolutely crushing it. I do like a bit of metal myself. I don't know why. But yeah, they do some lyrics and some songs in Te Reo Māori, so that is the Māori language. So it's really cool. It's very, I think the Māori language lends itself really well to metal. It's very intense. Your editing and music taste is simply amazing. Thank you so much. By the way, when I made videos, I used to always use copyrighted music and then try and use only 10 seconds, or I'd put the volume really low just so that YouTube wouldn't detect it and copyright it. But I would always get copy striked and it would be blocked in 63 countries or something, and you know, what's the point of uploading it? And I wouldn't get any money, or it would upload. I don't get any money from YouTube anyway. I get like $6 at the moment, but it's not about the money. It's about passion and sharing stories. That's what I'm here for. Anyway, but with Epidemic Sound, it's the cheapest one for music licensing, and it's really good. It's got a lot of great options. Some of it sounds a bit stock music-ish, but if you have a look and curate your playlists, it's fantastic. So yeah, if anybody wants to use Epidemic Sound, I do have a referral link, just to show them that I sent you through, but you can just search it up on your own. Okay, but I'm not American. I just say poop because I'm immature. Oh, I'm just labeling everyone as American because most of my audience is from America. I don't know why, but thank you for joining me. Yay, Thin White Axe is here. I really did think that Kiwi was a slur for about 22 of my 23 years of existing. No, Kiwi is a nice term. We love Kiwi birds. They're so cute. The odd thing is most people never would have seen a Kiwi in real life. They're endangered, which is really unfortunate. So hopefully one day maybe I can use this channel to build up maybe some financial support and to fund some Kiwi breeding. Not Kiwi humans, Kiwi birds. We don't need more humans. Well, we need more Kiwi humans actually, because there's only 5 million of us. It's not that many. What uni are you studying at? Well, it's not a uni, it's a polytechnic. It's called UB Colleges. I don't really like the name, but it's like you be yourself, yay. But it's actually through South Seas Film School, which is pretty well known in New Zealand. So I think I made the right choice, and fortunately it's paid for by the government because we've got a fees-free scheme. So your first year of study is free, which is really cool. But I'll be only doing 1 year because it's a diploma. So I'm very, very fortunate to have jumped in at the right time. And I'll try to make good use of it. Make use of the taxpayer money, and I don't know, make a good movie one day, bring some money to New Zealand. I don't know. I came across your channel and ended up following because it was nice to see an articulate younger YouTuber. Oh, that's a bit too flattering. I don't know if I fit that. Speaking balance and sense with an interesting sense of humour. Sydney Watson is also a boss. I've watched some of her videos. She's quite interesting. Definitely not in the same sort of lane as me because I'm not politically oriented in any which way, but I'm pretty open-minded to lots of different perspectives. Yeah. Do you see yourself headed to the US for more creative endeavours, or has New Zealand got everything you need? I think that if I went to New Zealand, not New Zealand, I have to travel back here. If I went to the US, I don't really see the appeal, because everybody moves there to make it big, but why wouldn't I just try build myself up in a smaller pool, you know? Just make a name for myself in New Zealand if I can. A good name, not a bad name. Yeah, but I just think there's a lot to offer here. There's a lot to cultivate, and I don't know, I see myself someday maybe mentoring younger people who want to do the same thing as me, because I can see myself in the younger ones. Yeah, and just prove to people that you can make a living being creative and doing stuff like that. It's not useless. Do you believe there are aliens out there? Well, I don't think there are aliens in the stereotypical kind of green egg face style, but there's probably some kind of bug out there on Mars that's just monkeying away at Mars moss or something, you know? It seems improbable that we're the only living beings out of this huge universe. So yeah, I do think there's some aliens out there. And there was a really interesting movie. It's one of those indie movies that I've seen that everyone else is like, what is that? But it was a story about clones on the moon. So there's clones of people on Earth but on the moon, and then they encountered each other. It was weird. I do like a bit of metal myself. Was simultaneously the least metal and most Emmy-ish thing I've heard this week. Thank you. Yeah, I've got a thing, my friends call them Emmyisms, so just random shit that I just say. I wish you blue skies and golden sunshine all along the way. Aw, same to you. So sweet. When you say simpler videos, do you mean content, research and delivery, or the editing process itself? Probably a bit of both, because sometimes the research takes a long time, but I would maybe reserve that for one video a month, maybe like the Rainbow Warrior one, which is sort of like a mini doc style. And I haven't talked about Surita Studios on here before. I've made a video exclusive to producers on ko-fi.com/Emmy Hucker. Yeah, but that explains what Surita Studios is, so yeah, if you're interested. But it's basically just a creative way to explore lots of different video making styles without adhering to one. So Surita Studios is like a fake television network. I don't know if I've portrayed that well, but yeah, it's just fun, and it's better than this kind of plain talking stuff. Would you ever consider getting a pet clownfish? No, because I feel pretty bad about keeping a fish in a tank, as beautiful as they are. Johnny Depp used to have a house in my neighborhood. Frank, you've got some stories. Big fences and 100 cameras. Oh my god, what is with your neighborhood and cameras? You mentioned that your school had a lot of cameras as well to prevent kitty diddlers. I'm curious about this. What kind of music do you like the most? Well, recently I've been listening to a lot of Queens of the Stone Age. I also love the Beatles, but I also love Lana Del Rey, which you might know if you've been on my Discord. There's a link to my Discord somewhere around here. We need more people on there to have a chat. Who else do I like? Lots of 60s music. So Tommy James and the Shondells. Ooh. Anything really, anything 60s and 50s, I'm a huge fan of. Yeah, I can't think of anything else at the moment, but I'm just into pretty upbeat, bouncy stuff, because I love dancing, and I did a lot of dancing yesterday and the day before, and a bit of drinking as well, so I'm not sure how I'm awake for this, but yeah. I was at the shops yesterday and I heard that song you used to use as an outro song. Oh, outro song. Oh, is it by TV Girl, the one that's like do 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 That one? I think it's that one. This is a Kiwi supremacy group. Yes! You know what? If you guys support my channel, you guys are honorary citizens. I'll tell Jacinda that. Also, Jacinda is actually, I've mentioned it before, she's actually related to me. We share the same great grandmother or something. So yeah, we're cousins. I am Jacinda Ardern's little cousin on my dad's side, because she's not Thai. This is a Frank's dog and Kiwi supremacy group. Hell yeah. Yeah, Frank has sent me a lot of pictures of his dog. Such a cute guy. I don't normally like dogs that much. I do like dogs, but I'm a cat person just because I grew up with them. But this dog is so cute. I think, Frank, you should make a TikTok or something. I don't use TikTok, but something for your dog. He's very expressive in his eyes. He looks very guilty all the time. He's like that on the couch. So cute. New Zealand has great folk music too. Great songwriters. That's so true. I was listening to a lot of folk music. I don't know how to say that word. Folk music this weekend because I was in, I won't say where, but out in the country, and there were lots of people playing guitars and singing by the bonfire. I think I probably burnt off some of my eyelashes with the bonfire, but that's okay. Yeah. Having a yarn, I thought there'd be knitting. Oh, I need to make more New Zealand videos on slang, because yarn means good chat. Good yarn. Yeah. Emmyisms. Yes. Yes, you guys should make a list of Emmyisms. I'm just kidding. That's very narcissistic. Have you watched the movie The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson? No, I haven't, but it's on my list. And it's got that beautiful aspect ratio that I always gravitate towards. I really like that sort of, not square, so 4:3 aspect ratio. I should know this, but I like that because it just looks more intentional, and it doesn't have this empty space. I did this wallpaper by myself, by the way. That's why I can tell it's a bit shit. My mum said that you have to fix it before you move out, but nah, she's just joking. I had no idea about Discord, and I've been here for a few years now. Yeah, I recognize your picture. It's like a glass thing or like a kaleidoscope. Yeah, guys, join my Discord because we need to chat, and you guys should chat together. And I feel like you guys are really cool, understanding people. Most of you. Talking Heads. Yes, my friend's dad is in a band, and he was playing yesterday, and they played Talking Heads, and it was, yeah, everyone was just jamming their heads off to Psycho Killer. Ah yes, Tom, I got the right song. That's good. Do you listen to lo-fi or chill hop music? Sometimes. But I did work at a cafe for a few months. Felt like an eternity, and they played chill hop all the time. So when I first got in there, I went, oh, I love this music, and the other workers were like, you will hate it soon. You will despise it. But I still love it. Keep up the good work. I think you found your voice. Everything just takes time and pure non-stop determination. Thank you, Vincent. And you gave me $10? That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. And also your picture is quite interesting. It's like a little cute yellow thing with a hat. It's very cute. But thank you. I really appreciate the support. Yeah, Jesus Fried Christ. He's one of the Discord OGs. Oh yes, he started the Fight Club part of it. How familiar are you with the work of Samad Al-Hayadi? Not familiar at all. Do tell me about what this person does. If you remain true to your voice and your interests and maintain your integrity and equanimity, these kinds of chats will be impossible because the whole world will be watching. Oh, you are so sweet. Nah. Oh, that's so cute. I kind of like keeping it exclusive like this though, because at the moment it's only 33 people, but, well, that's so, 32 people, but it's ignorant to say that, because imagine a room full of 32, well, I'm the 33rd person, just all of us having a chat, that's quite a lot, you know? So I think if I always kind of talk about how, oh, I've got a small channel or I've got a small audience. Compared to others, yes, but if anyone else is starting out a channel and you've got, 30 viewers at the moment, just put that in a real life context and think about how amazing that is, It's, yeah, so I've got to be grateful because sometimes I'm like, I don't have many people. What genre of movie do you see yourself producing? Oh, thank you for the $2. Oh, that's so sweet of you. I don't know. I really enjoy documentaries that are more zany or just interesting, not the traditional kind of, boring, slow, and then you cut to a shot of someone being interviewed like this. I find that really boring. So I do love mockumentaries, but also interesting and creative documentaries. I think that's what I'd go for first. But I also want to make a movie that offends everybody on the planet at the same time. Like every single group possible. Equal, like South Park. Kind of. But I don't think I could pull it off. Did you know that going far back enough, we're basically related to everyone? I think that just 1,000 years or so does it. Pretty much every European is related to at least some medieval kings. Wow, interesting. That makes me feel weird about dating people then. Especially in New Zealand, because you'll date someone and then you'll encounter them again, and I don't know, it's too small, this place. How in touch are you with your Thai heritage? Because I can imagine New Zealand would have a small Thai community. Surprisingly, there's quite a few small Thai communities around here, especially in Wellington, I think, and probably Auckland, because there's 1.5 million people there, so quite a lot. I'm not that in touch with it, unfortunately. I don't really speak it at home either, but if I go to Thailand, after about 2 weeks, I start to speak more fluidly. Not fluently, because I'm too dumb for that at the moment, but yeah, in a desperate attempt to try reconnect with my Thai side, I explained it, that about a year ago on my 19th birthday I got a tattoo that says Surita, which is my middle name, because I am Thai deep down. But I really wanted, I've talked to everyone about this and they're probably like, oh goodness girl, just join already. I wanted to do Muay Thai because first of all, it's self-defense, which is good for little women. But also it's good for discipline, and then also Muay Thai is Thai kickboxing. But I never got around to it because I had to fix my teeth because I had braces when I was younger, and then my retainer broke and I had to go through retainer treatment again, which was annoying. Yeah, so there's all these excuses that come up in the way, and also it's pretty expensive. It is just really expensive to learn, so who knows. Anyway, yeah, not that connected, pretty sad. Oh, but I have Thai food every day. Is DaVinci Resolve easy to master? It depends on your editing experience, but I would say it's relatively easy to master. It's laid out very nicely, and the free version is fantastic. I've got the studio version. Thank you so much to my Ko-fi producers because they helped me finance that. And it's a lifetime license, so much cheaper than Adobe. And also, I think DaVinci has only crashed on me once, and that's because I had so much going on in it. But yeah, it never crashes for me. Depends on how strong your GPU is, because it's very GPU based. Yeah, but it's fantastic. Definitely worth learning. Do you think humans will eventually pollute our planet to the point it becomes uninhabitable, or will we get our act together? Oh man, I'm so worried about that. I try not to be too worried because, there's a whole sort of that doomsday rhetoric from environmentalists, but also they have a point. There is what we're doing to the planet. It's just, if you've heard of Earth Overshoot Day, that's basically the point in the year where we've used up all our resources to be sustainable, and yeah, it's getting earlier and earlier each year. It's probably in May or something. We've used up all our natural resources, and then we need 3 Earths to facilitate our energy expenditure and stuff. It's just ridiculous. So I really think we just need to find out ways to be more environmentally friendly without being preachy about it, because you can have tote bags and bike around and stuff, but a lot of the problems come from corporations. It's just the fact. And it's individual responsibility is great, but also you can't ignore the fact that the weight of an individual's actions aren't as hefty as a big conglomerate. So yeah, I hope something happens at COP26. Again, I don't have much faith in diplomatic events because they're not really, I honestly don't think they really care about normal people at all. But there's a fantastic documentary series on YouTube. It's not a boring one. There's some boring documentaries, but this is by Jack Harries, who you might know him from the YouTube channel Jack Scat from years ago. I used to have a huge crush on him, but he's got a girlfriend, so whatever. But anyway, I'm being professional, he's got a fantastic series about, just talking about people who won't get a chance to have a seat at the table at COP26. And it's just about people, there was a couple whose house was devastated in the floods in Germany, which you never would have expected that kind of stuff to happen there, but it did. Stuff about people from Indonesia and stuff. It's just fantastic. Anyway, I've got jury duty on Monday. Apparently this isn't a thing outside of America. Not true. We've got jury duty in New Zealand, and a lot of people hate it, but I think I used to want to be a lawyer for 7 months or something. I was very intensely into it, which is weird, but yeah, we've got it here, and lots of people always go, I've got jury duty, I don't want to do it. But it's fair enough, because there are some really awful things that go on in court. Are you on Twitch? If not, would you consider it? I don't watch any other streamers. It's ironic that I'm doing a stream, but I find them really boring. I only do streams maybe twice a year, so yeah, but I would consider it. I have a Twitch account. Please make the offensive movie. Maybe not first, but please not last. But I'll do it when I'm 60. I'm just a boss-ass bitch, and I've experienced life, and nobody can cancel me, because I'll cancel them first. Some small channels as yours are utter jewels. Being part of it is cool. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. I always wanted to visit Thailand. Just want to eat until I burst. Yep. The food there's also so affordable. Fantastic, usually fresh food. Just be very careful about the water there, because one time, if you're a foreigner, you're not really used to the bugs in the water, so just be very careful. Have you ever been in a fight? No, I've only been in verbal fights. I've got a bit of a sharp tongue. It doesn't happen often, because fighting is not nice. I've never been in a physical fight before, but there's always a first time. What rank are you in? Don't play games. Whatties or ketchup? Whatties has ketchup. Do you mean there's a few different brands? Honestly, I'm obsessed with tomato sauce. It's kind of disgusting, but I love it. Honestly, small online communities are much more preferable. True. My friend Sue Hulk, Count Dankula's wife, has a smaller channel. That's a big looking number to me, 4,000, and the tight-knit community is awesome. Yeah, I think that's really cool, because I had an epiphany a while ago. I made that dumb video about fame, but it's just kind of, I always wanted to be famous when I was younger, because I saw value in all the attention, but then I realized that every time I got a comment that was critical of me or just sort of mean, I just felt like, hey, they don't know me, they can't make assumptions like that, and I just think fame is not for everyone, and it's overrated. You seem way too sweet to make something super offensive. Yeah, I joke about things that are offensive, but I feel uncomfortable doing it. I find it funny. I love Ricky Gervais and South Park and stuff like that. And It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Because I think nothing should be off limits with comedy. It shouldn't be... The thing is with that offensive movie idea, I don't think being offensive for the sake of it is funny at all. But I think being offensive on the journey to the punchline is okay, you know? Do you have any ideas for NFTs? I honestly don't understand NFTs. I kind of do. It's sort of like the hype around collectibles, because I was talking to my friend about this, about Magic the Gathering cards, how they're very, very expensive now, some of them. And you think about it, it's just like a piece of cardboard. You know, if anyone didn't know about it, they would just go, oh. But to us, you know, I mean, to someone that's into that sort of thing, you look at it and go, oh, this card is the value of an expensive car. So I guess NFTs are digital versions of that. Have you watched The French Dispatch? No. Are there any new ideas to be had? How can anyone create anything that isn't derivative? I don't think you can, but you can create new ideas with the fusion of existing ones. So that's where creativity is these days, I guess. Well, unless you're someone like Björk, you know, the Icelandic musician, she's got new music now, which is, it's got no melody or whatever. It's very weird. I don't think anyone's made music like that, but I don't know if that's the best. Do you even lift? No. You have a superb audience. Yes, I do. You guys are lovely. Imagine if we all had a party together. That'd be a pretty good shindig, I reckon. Quality over quantity every time. Hell yeah. Fill in the blank. You'll always be a Kiwi if you love your tomato sauce. I don't know. If you love your sauce as in drink, then yeah. Well, the biggest and most important change one can provide to the world starts from oneself, within. Yeah, that's true. Definitely. You can't really go screaming at other people to change the world. It won't really influence them, but people actually, I mean, if you're making changes in your life, it does influence others, even if it's subliminally. You know, they might notice that you don't use Glad wrap, so that's cling film in New Zealand, but you might not use that and you use different containers instead, and your friend might notice it and go, oh, I think I'll buy some containers, and then that's one less turtle choking on Glad wrap. The way to solve environmental problems is through innovations in technology, not through governments. I honestly think that's probably the way to go, but I think governments should be there to facilitate that innovation and fund new technology instead of just trying to reform old stuff that we've got. I think it is time to really make big, bold changes here. Humanity will survive one way or another, I'm sure, but that doesn't mean we won't destroy half of the planet. I'm not sure if I'm too optimistic about us stopping greenhouse emissions in time. There are some people that have discovered ways to kind of absorb excess emissions, not just with trees. I'm not sure how that would work, but I do have faith in science, but also we need to meet them halfway and we need to do our bit. But I feel like the average Joe is doing their best and all these companies are just getting off scot-free. So fuck them, honestly. They need to do something. I've noticed this before, but you seem to have such nuanced and fair takes even with issues you're passionate about, like environmentalism. Keep it up. You really are a unique voice. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. When I was at school, I was the sustainability prefect. It didn't mean much because there was probably 30 prefect roles, so I think the more roles you have, the less value leadership has, I guess. But yeah. The environment is very important to me. Plans on making money. Got tips? Are you talking about yourself? I don't know. Get on the YouTube bandwagon. I ask because I'm a Nigerian in the UK, and it's tasking keeping up with your culture. Yeah, especially if your parents aren't in touch too. That's why a lot of African languages would be extinct in a century or two. That's so unfortunate. It's difficult. You don't really want languages to die, but also sometimes it depends on how useful it is. I don't know. Yeah, I really hope you get to get back in touch with your Nigerian culture. It seems very interesting, and I know a few people that are Nigerian or part Nigerian, and they have really interesting cultural practices that are awesome. Always Sunny, woo! Yeah, Tom, you've got good TV taste. It's such a good show. It's fantastic. If you guys like Friends or The Office, I'm gonna upset a few people, but I think those are not my favorite. They're all right. The Office is nowhere near as funny as It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, because It's Always Sunny is very ridiculous. The characters are just awful people, and they get up to so much shit, and it's just hilarious. Yeah, it's very sad how many languages will probably go extinct or are already at that point. Not only in Africa, even in Europe, there are languages on the brink of death. Yeah. Please God, no Twitch streaming. Every girl who makes this their go-to move quickly turns into attention seekers and ego follower hungry. Really? Probably not every girl, I'd say. That's a little bit reductionist, but it is. I guess it's inevitable. If you want to be on that platform, you want views, and the way you get views is to show your body or to be flirtatious, I guess, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I guess that's the trend for it. Hi from Nova Scotia. Hello! Oh, guys. David got an asteroid named after him, which is a very rare thing. So if you search that up, it's really awesome. And yeah, he seemed very excited about it when he told me, so that was super cool. I think the Mother Hucker gang could throw a good shindig. Hell yeah. Just because you got bothered by hate only makes you human and honest. Yep. Don't say you couldn't be famous. I could totally see your name on an old movie marquee. Also, do you like old movies? I do like old movies. I don't know why I like that movie with Audrey Hepburn called Funny Face. It's just so cute. I would help throw that shindig. Yeah, Charlie from Running Films. Charlie's one of my best friends ever. And yeah, he was playing some amazing music at the 21st. Really good on the guitar, and showed me some New Zealand folk music. So there's bluegrass music in New Zealand, guys. It's very cool. Producing something that could be offensive is scary. Yeah. The older I get, the less I care though, and realize that people respect you for realness. That is true, but I think a lot of people would dismiss you straight away. So Runner Films is in the chat, let's go! Yeah, you might have seen a few collaborations I've done with Runner Films before, so we're going to do some more stuff, but yeah, very good videographer. Y'all ain't gonna believe this, but there's a large child at my door right now. Actually, right now, there's also a small child at my door, so I'll be back in a second. Ricky! Hello! Come here. Oh. This is my small child. Hi, Rick. This is Ricky. He's a little shy. I love him so much. He's my shadow. He follows me everywhere. And he's looking at himself in the mirror. Someone super chatted me. That's so cool. I keep spitting because I'm disgusting. Oh, Alan's here. Alan is my brother. He's Brother Hucker. What's your favorite movie? Lolita 1997, that one. It's just such an interesting film. And it's also my favorite book. Not that I endorse anything in it. It's just very fascinating. Oh, thank you, Johnny, for your donation. It's very sweet. I appreciate it very much. It's so nice that people give money. It's blowing my mind right now. Oh, oh, Frank, I thought you were talking about your dog. The 6-year-old kid really just tried to sell me cookies at 10 p.m. Rejected. Yeah, fuck that child. Even though he's probably selling cookies for his school or something. Yes, guys, the asteroid is asteroid 10047 David Chapman. Excellent. And I heard that you'll be able to take a picture of it in 3 years or something like that. So yeah, keep us posted on that. Do you have any I don't know. Sometimes I don't have addictions if I don't buy them, but gin and tonics, I've talked about them a bit. I had them a bit this weekend. Yeah, and I don't vape because I've been very anti-smoking my whole life, but people offer it to you at parties, and so you kind of, if it's got nicotine in it, you kind of want more, but I would never buy one myself. To Catch a Thief by Alfred Hitchcock is my best old film. Old films weren't plagued by product placements and political constraints, so raw and authentic. That's an interesting perspective, because I've heard a lot of people say that those are very restrictive because they weren't allowed to. I mean, I guess you don't need nudity in a movie to be totally free, but there were lots of things that you couldn't show in film. But it's interesting how some things have been relaxed, so you can have a lot of inappropriate stuff and swearing, but then you can't have certain political beliefs, otherwise you'll get cancelled. Gotta leave. Have fun, you all. See you. How do you say your name? NSK. These kids are getting awfully confident nowadays. She was so aggressive at me for no reason. Oh, so it was a little woman as well. Was she a Girl Scout? Also, I have not been looking at the camera the whole time. Lolita and Call Me By Your Name are so hard to digest. What was it about Call Me By Your Name that you found difficult? Lolita is, in terms of the book, it's written from the perspective of the child admirer. I don't want to say any bad words on here. The pedo. And I find that such an interesting book because horrifyingly, you empathize with him, even though he's doing horrible things, and it's just a great example of an unreliable narrator. The age gap in Call Me By Your Name. Oh, yeah. How old was Elio? Was he 18 yet? Or was he younger? Because I don't have a problem with some age gap stuff if it's legal, but then you do have to question why older people want to go after the younger ones. Yeah. Oh, I've been talking for an hour. Oh god. And someone has just started cutting down a tree right now, so it's really bloody loud. But I think I'm gonna sign off here. Next time I'm gonna use my camera and a proper microphone, because a phone isn't very fancy, and I bought my Fuji to be fancy, so yeah. Anyway, people are getting a bit political, not that interested in it. Sorry guys, you guys can chat about it in the Discord, but yeah, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. It's been fun, so yeah, it's a good time. Yay! Oh, so the quality from this good old Oppo phone, Oppo, has been great. That's good to hear. Thank you for this great time. Maybe we should do this more often. Oh, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Dr. Goose, about goth styling. I'll do that again. Thank you, Manny. Thank you. Is it you, Julio or Julio? Julio? Thanks, Hank. Have a good one, Joe. Alright, I think I'm going to sign off now. Goodbye, Canyon. See you guys around. Oh, Ellen, poor you. Julio. Lovely name. Very nice. Okay. I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to do that awkward thing. You know when you're at a party and you have to say goodbye to everyone? You're like, goodbye. Yeah. Thank you, Robert. Bye-bye, JB. later. Okay, I'm gonna sign off now, if I can figure out how. Okay, kisses. Bye.